Now, Master Mason. This is the founding father of America. You can see the one eye on his robe there. Over there is the G. And this is in the archive, National Archives. He was a Master Mason, 33rd degree.
But once you reach a certain frequency, due to evolution, you have the ability also to create beings. You have the ability also to create beings.
Infinite love, infinite consciousness, the existence of an infinite consciousness is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. It's the imagination of that consciousness made manifest. We are infinite consciousness, having it experience. There's nothing to survive. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. This is the way the Egyptians depicted Horus, and this is Jesus. The halo around the head was the way the ancients depicted that the person was a sun god. Here's the Jesus halo. Well, this is an ancient standing stone of Bel, the sun god, with the halo around his head, depicting he's a symbol of the sun. This is Mithra, another ancient son of God figure. The story that they tell of him is just the same as the one they tell of Jesus, in great detail. These is two others who are different versions of the same story. Dionysus of Greece and Bacchus of Rome. Dionysus was born, this is long before Christianity.
I don't think there's any serious historian who doubts the existence of Jesus. There are a lot of people who want to write sensational books and make a lot of money who say Jesus didn't exist, but I don't know any serious scholar who doubts the existence of Jesus, and so absolutely.
The idea that Jesus is a copycat solar deity has been propagated by the self-taught Egyptologist and practicing Druid Gerald Massey. Gerald Massey wrote for the Theosophical magazine entitled Lucifer, published by H.P. Blavatsky.
Broadly speaking, the story of Horus is as follows. Horus was born on December 25th of the Virgin Isis Mary. His birth was accompanied by a star in the east, which died on the cross, was dead for 3 days, only to be resurrected or born again.
There were actually devices that were planted in the building. The
bank is an institution that produces the currency of an entire nation. Based on historical precedent, two specific powers are inherent in
I don't believe in Satanism. If you want to use that word, that's your own idea.
You know what Satanism is? Atheists. People who do not believe in a God. People who believe that man is God. That's what Satanism is.
You are God.
Okay, then you are a Satanist.
Isn't it interesting that right after Zeitgeist promoted the Aquarian New Age concepts in the first Zeitgeist film, the second film, Zeitgeist Addendum, then goes on to convince its followers to strive for a similar Aquarian one-world system, New World Order called the Venus Project. Indeed, the solution offered by the film Zeitgeist Addendum is that humanity needs to unite into the very same thing that Theosophy and Freemasonry wants it to unite into. A one-world universal esoteric brotherhood of humanity, a new world order. Quote, Satan is an anagram for Sanat Kumara. Quote, Satan is an anagram for Sanat Kumara.
They believe that the utopia will be one of a spiritual utopia, one that's free of wars and religion. It's easy for a lot of people to have idealistic views about it.
They're going to make it sound wonderful.
There are a lot of information in this message. For instance, they say it's time to create a world government.
But this, they believe, is the eye of God. That's what they call it, the eye of God. The all-seeing eye of God. They made God one eye. Okay? And you can see the eye is suspended above the pyramid because the Dajjal cannot come until the pyramid, the social structure is complete. The system is put in place for his coming. And the system is secularism. Because they really believe, over here it says, he's pleased with our program, with what we're doing. He's pleased with us. They believe that the age of reason had arrived, that the human beings in the founding of America as a secular state, eliminating religion from politics, was a sign that man was coming to the age of reason. The Dajjal, when he comes at the head of a global type of government, and he travels through the earth. It's a Sahih Hadith, and he said, "Karihin or kaghaythan istadbarat sahab," like a wind that leaves behind condensation. And that's, I guarantee you, it's an exact translation. Like a wind that leaves behind condensation or a cloud. And if you look at the modern, and then in another hadith, يَرْكَبُ حِمَارًا مَا بَيْنَ أُذْنَيْهِ 40 ذِرَاعًا. He rides a donkey that has 40 cubits between its ears. Right? And I had a list of wingspans and worked out that actually the Learjet is almost exactly 40 cubits.
I was there, I saw it all. Immigrants, Muslims.
What is that?
It's a copy of the Quran, 14th century.
Are you Muslim?
No, I'm in television.
But why would you keep it?
I don't have to be Muslim to find the images beautiful or its poetry moving.
But is it worth it? I mean, if they found that here.
I told you, you'd be the least of my worries.
It's gone.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Dietrich's dead. I thought they'd arrest him, but when they found a Quran in his house, they had him executed.